The real starting point. The number people usually hear first is somewhere between $3,000 and $5,000. And that figure isn't wrong exactly, it's just incomplete. That price tag belongs to the container itself, a used one, sitting in a shipping yard somewhere, still smelling faintly of the cargo it carried for the last decade. Buying that box is genuinely the cheapest part of the entire process. And it's also the part that gets photographed for every glossy magazine article about affordable modern housing. What rarely makes it into those articles is everything that happens after the container arrives on your property, which is where the real spending begins. Buying the container. A used 20-foot container in decent shape typically runs somewhere between $2,000 and $4,000, while a 40-foot version costs a bit more, often landing between $4,000 and $6,000. New containers, sometimes called one-trip containers because they've only made a single overseas journey, cost noticeably more, usually pushing toward $8,000 or $10,000 for a 40-foot unit. The condition matters too. A container rated as wind and watertight will cost less than one certified as cargo-worthy, and buyers often don't realize the difference until rust starts showing up in places they didn't expect. None of this includes getting the thing to your land, and that step alone can surprise people who assumed a truck would simply show up and drop it off for free. Getting it delivered. Delivery costs depend heavily on distance and site access. If your property has a long gravel driveway, a steep slope, or trees close to where the container needs to sit, you may need a crane instead of a standard flatbed with a tilt bed unloading system. Crane rental alone can add anywhere from $500 to a couple $1,000s, depending on how long the operator needs to be on site and how tricky the placement turns out to be. Add fuel surcharges, permits for oversized loads on certain roads, and the simple fact that shipping containers are heavy, and delivery alone can eat up another $1,000 to $3,000 before construction has even started. Building the foundation. Once the container is sitting on your land, it needs something solid underneath it, and this is where costs start climbing in a way that catches a lot of first-time buyers off guard. A proper foundation isn't optional, no matter how sturdy the steel frame looks sitting there. Concrete piers are the most common and budget-friendly option, usually running a few $1,000s for a single container, while a full concrete slab foundation can cost significantly more, sometimes reaching $8,000 to $15,000 depending on your region and soil conditions. Skipping this step, or doing it poorly, leads to shifting, moisture problems, and structural issues down the road that cost far more to fix later than they would have to prevent in the first place. Cutting doors and windows. Cutting into a shipping container sounds simple in theory, since it's just steel, and steel can be cut. In practice, every window and door opening removes structural strength from what was originally engineered as a fully enclosed box. That missing strength has to be replaced with steel reinforcement around each opening, which means hiring a welder who actually understands container structures, not just someone who owns a torch. This kind of specialized labor isn't cheap, and a home with several windows, a sliding glass door, and maybe a connection point to a second container can easily add $10,000 to $20,000 in cutting and reinforcement work alone. Multiply that across a multi-container build, and the number climbs fast. Insulating the steel. Insulation is another area where the marketing photos quietly leave out the truth. Steel conducts heat and cold extremely efficiently, which sounds fine until you realize that means your container home will bake in summer and freeze in winter without proper insulation, and it will also sweat internally as warm indoor air meets cold steel walls, leading to condensation and eventually mold if it isn't handled correctly. Spray foam insulation is the most common solution because it seals gaps completely and prevents that moisture buildup, but it isn't cheap, often running several $1,000s per container depending on size and local labor rates. Cheaper insulation methods exist, but many of them come with trade-offs in performance or long-term durability that show up years later in the form of rust or interior damage. Finishing the interior. Once the shell is insulated, the home still needs everything a normal house needs, and this is the part people forget most often. Plumbing, electrical wiring, HVAC systems, drywall or interior paneling, flooring, cabinetry, light fixtures, and all the small finishing details cost roughly the same whether you're building inside a steel box or a wood-framed house. A shipping container doesn't make plumbing cheaper. It doesn't make electrical work cheaper. Contractors still charge based on the complexity of the job and the materials involved, and depending on the finish level you choose, interior build-out alone can range from $20,000 to $60,000 or more, especially for full kitchens and bathrooms with quality fixtures. Permits and zoning. Permits and zoning add another layer of unpredictability, mostly because container homes still confuse a lot of local building departments. Some counties treat them exactly like conventional homes, requiring the same inspections, engineering stamps, and code compliance steps. Others are far less familiar with the structure and may require additional documentation, structural engineering reports, or even special variances before approval. This process can take weeks or months, and depending on your location, engineering and permitting fees alone might add another $2,000 to $5,000 to the total, sometimes more if your project involves multiple stacked or connected containers. Labor and who builds it. Labor costs shift the final number dramatically depending on whether you're hiring a general contractor experienced specifically with container builds, a regular contractor learning as they go, or doing much of the work yourself. Contractors who specialize in this niche often charge a premium simply because there are relatively few of them and demand keeps growing. Hiring someone unfamiliar with a material might save money up front but can lead to costly mistakes, particularly around structural cutting and insulation, mistakes that sometimes cost more to fix than they would have cost to do correctly the first time. Doing significant portions yourself can lower the price considerably, but it requires real skills in welding, framing, plumbing, and electrical work, along with the time to actually complete the project without rushing safety steps. The cost of the land. Land itself is often the most overlooked cost in the entire equation, mostly because so many container home videos focus entirely on the structure and never mention where it's actually going to sit. Buying raw land, connecting to utilities, drilling a well, installing a septic system, or running power lines to a remote property can cost tens of thousands of dollars depending on how developed the area already is. Someone building on family land with existing utility connections has a completely different financial starting point than someone buying raw acreage an hour outside town, and that difference often outweighs every other cost discussed so far. Going off-grid. For anyone drawn to the idea specifically for off-grid independence, solar panels, battery storage, water catchment systems, and composting or septic solutions add even more to the final number. These systems aren't unique to container homes, but people considering this style of building are often drawn to self-sufficiency at the same time, which means the two costs tend to appear together in the same budget. A modest off-grid solar and battery setup alone can range from $10,000 to $25,000 depending on how much power the household actually needs. The real total. Add all of this together: the container purchase, delivery, foundation, structural cutting, insulation, full interior systems, permitting, labor, land, and any off-grid additions, and a single container home built to a comfortable code-compliant standard often lands somewhere between $80,000 and $150,000. Larger, multi-container homes with more complex layouts can climb well past $200,000, sometimes rivaling or exceeding the cost of a similarly sized traditional home built with conventional framing. The steel box itself was never the expensive part. Everything required to turn that box into an actual functioning home is where the real number lives, and that number rarely matches the tiny figure attached to the container alone in those early viral photos that got so many people excited about the idea in the first place.